Today, I'm going to show you how to create 4K infographics using tools like Nano Pro, Excalidraw, and a simple prompting framework that you can use to create whiteboards, infographics, YouTube thumbnails, presentations, any visual content you need. So let's dive straight in. So I want to kick things off by explaining the first couple of tools. Now, I like to use Google AI Studio coupled with its Nano Pro, but you can do all of this in the normal Gemini interface because you can use the create image function to access Nano and run all of these same things. And I'll flip between the two as we develop different prompts and we're using it for different tasks. But the main reason I prefer Google AI Studio is because you just have more flexibility on the settings you can use. So on the right hand side here, when we're generating these graphics, you've got the resolution feature. Obviously, we can pump it up to 4K to get really stunning, clear visuals. Plus, we can automatically select the aspect ratio. So if you're wanting to do something for YouTube, you might say it's 16:9. If you're wanting something for Pinterest, you might go for a different setting here. You might go for 2:3, for example. We can also select system instructions and add system instructions in here. So for example, you can see I've got an Excalidraw assistant already built, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But for the moment, we can just use the bog standard settings, or you could do the same as this first prompt in Google Gemini. Now, the first prompt we're going to start off really simple with create infographic from source prompt. So you can see how basic this is to get some results, but it's going to lack some creative direction. But create an infographic on, we'll input a topic in a minimalistic black and white but ultra detailed style. And by the way, all the prompts and frameworks we're going to use through this video are available via a link in the description below. So before we run this prompt, we want to make sure we've got image mode turned on because we're creating an image, and we can actually put thinking with Pro to help it think its way through these more complex topics that we're talking about. And then we can just let it run. And in a few seconds, it actually outputs quite a nice little infographic here. Obviously, we were looking for a minimalist, basic black and white infographic to get it started, and that's exactly what it's delivered in actually really nice fashion. It looks pretty accurate in how blockchains work. And if you were explaining this to someone, you'd have your full infographic ready to go to walk people through. Now, what if you want more specific information in your infographic? Perhaps you want to grab details from YouTube and make them into a visual. Well, we can start off with this first little prompt here that says, analyze this video and its learnings, grab a YouTube link. This is a YouTube link from someone called Video I Want to Watch, SEO Jesus, asking the top SEOs how to survive for Google search in 2026. So we can take that link and put it in here. Very quickly, it comes back with its video analysis, how to survive SEO in 2026, the core points of the videos and concepts brought out, which is the simple information we need to create our infographic. So now, again, it will offer to create the specific infographic, but we can prompt it a little bit, say, make an infographic on this YouTube video, be as detailed as possible with a sketch style of you, avoid futuristic style. Remember, again, we might as well turn the image mode on just to make sure it actually runs properly. And we've got this sort of pirate's map, the SEO survival compass, distilling everything down for us. But those are pretty simple prompts, pretty easy to get on with. Why don't we take things up a notch and start a whiteboarding tool? And it kind of has this cool hand-drawn effect, but it can be slow to actually build out your whiteboards. So what I decided to do was actually write some custom instructions and build a Nano or a Gemini gem to actually teach it how to create the whiteboards on our behalf. So you can see my Excalidraw assistant here is ready to go. And when I click the edit button, it'll actually bring out the sort of how I built this assistant. And I've got the instructions written in here. They're pretty in-depth and long, but you can see here they kind of go into all the usual role identity and then the core things we need to do within Excalidraw. And again, there's a link in the description where you can get all of these custom instructions and everything. But now we can open up that gem, and maybe actually if we go back to our previous chat, we could actually pull the same information that we just got from our YouTube video and grab all of this information. Again, really simple prompt. Create an Excalidraw whiteboard explainer frame to help visualize the core information and concepts from this YouTube video summary. We'll paste that information in there and leave it to do its thing. And we can see it goes through its presentation analysis, builds a narrative arc, its visual approach, and then starts writing the JSON code that we need to use in Excalidraw. Now, all we need to do to get this to work in Excalidraw is copy this JSON code, head over to the whiteboard, hit Command V on my Mac, and it's going to paste in our lovely whiteboard drawing for us to start using. And we've got a little summary from each of the different experts giving their information ready to go. It might actually work better if we took it section by section, person by person, and made it a frame for each of them rather than trying to pack all this information into one. But I really like Excalidraw, so this is a really neat hack to actually build frames really, really quickly. Now, so far, we've used some pretty simple prompts. We've built some custom instructions into a gem, but you can actually use some more complex prompting as well. And I've actually created this framework as well that you can use to build more complex fonts to get the output you want. You know, you can start putting in your colors and your accents if you want something to be more on brand, as well as other elements and icons to go with your design choices. Now, once you fill that in, you get a prompt that looks probably something more like this. It's got way more information built into the prompt than our previous ones. Our first prompts had more context, maybe getting information out of YouTube videos, and left a bit more design choice up to Nano Banana. This one, we've got our step-by-step infographic title, how to rank on Google, and then we've got the core sections that we want to include, plus we've got exact color palettes in hex codes and even typography and the ratio we want for social media. Very quickly, our step-by-step tutorial built out in the colors we wanted. We could have even added the exact website and branding we wanted on the bottom there, but we've got all the information we want in the branding we want in a nice clean design style. This would go great on Pinterest, it would go great on social media as a blog graphic, or to just include in a presentation. Now let's finish with something a little more fun. Let's combine our LinkedIn profile with Nano Banana to get a really cool output. So if you jump onto your LinkedIn profile and hit the little 3 dots here, you can click Save to PDF and you can grab a PDF copy of your LinkedIn profile. It's kind of just like having your CV. You could then upload that file, or your CV essentially, into Gemini and use the following type of prompt. Ask it to please create a fun career map of your resume using Star Wars theme, and specifically ask it to include relevant allusions, metaphors that connect your resume to your chosen theme, so the career map feels coherent. Remind Nano Banana Pro to write all the text legibly and clearly. Again, we'll turn Nano Banana on and we'll let that run. And you can see now it's mapping out my career as a Star Wars journey. You know, my time at university as the Padawan's journey, the business I ran during lockdown as my hidden secret rebel base. And the final thing is actually pretty cool. Elliot Prince's galactic career map from Padawan to Jedi Master of SEO and AI. And it's mapped it out, even drawn this like cute little pizza van with a little addition of the Star Wars landscape there. That's really funny, actually. A super fun way to map things out, whether that's for your career trajectory or any other information you've got. And there you go. That's how you're going to create these amazing graphics with Nano Banana Pro. And again, anything you want from this video, there's a link in the description below to grab all those prompts and everything for free.